See, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit down right before she left us.
See, I know something that many individuals don't realize. I realize that you and Kim Dorman had a plump down just before she left us. You can't help thinking about what do she truly have some familiarity with. Kim Watchman Cassie knows where the bodies are covered. That is the reason he rushed to settle this case. You all need to jump on this new show since Puma Wright is presently talking on Diddy and Cassie's circumstance. And kid, it's more awful than we might at any point envision since she just emerged to affirm that Diddy did as a matter of fact unalive Kim Watchman. Yet that is not all, since she additionally uncovered that Kim Watchman had a mysterious discussion with Cassie not long before she died. She additionally guarantees that Cassie knows every one of the insights concerning how Diddy treated Kim Dorman. And you all, this present circumstance is simply crazy. Does this make sense of why Diddy settled so quick? Has Cassie been holding this over his head the whole time Kim kicked the bucket from pneumonia? Yet there's the principal coroner's report that said that she passed on. It was controlled a crime. And they tracked down poisons in her body to demonstrate that she had been harmed. You realize that they have harms that make coronary episode and pneumonia prefers oak. So Panther Wright has at long last shared her opinion on the claim Sagal with Cassie and Diddy. Many individuals have really been sitting tight for her to toll in light of the fact that we should be genuine. Puma never botches an opportunity to call Diddy out. In addition to, she called this quite some time ago and filled us in regarding how Diddy isn't the hero he professes to be via virtual entertainment. And keeping in mind that she joked Diddy, she likewise dropped a sensation. Turns out, as per Panther, Cassie's been maintaining a gigantic mystery for a really long time. She had some awareness of Diddy's contribution in Kim Watchman's passing. Now, the Diddy Kim Dorman bits of hearsay aren't precisely new news. Since we found out about Kim passing, there's been discussion circumventing about Diddy potentially being associated with it. And here's where it gets chaotic. Word on the road is, or possibly from individuals who had obvious inside tea, is that Diddy wasn't precisely dealing with Kim like a sovereign. A few group have emerged to uncover him for putting his hands on Kim on various events. One night, when they were at home at Kim's home on 110th Road, he needed to, put his hands on her in the incorrect manner. And Kim took one of those court messes and tore his wrist up and hit her supply route. And when she did that, he needed to rush over to Luke's emergency clinic. Puma Wright has consistently opposed Diddy since she has said again and again that she accepted that he was engaged with Tim's homicide and afterward concealed it anyway. For quite a while, individuals overlooked the tales drifting around about Diddy and his supposed inclusion in Kim's passing. Yet things took a serious turn when Cassie dropped a claim last week, guaranteeing Diddy used to put paws on her during their 11-year relationship together. Diddy, being Diddy, at first chilled out, blaming for pursuing clout and searching for a payday. Yet here's where it gets hot. Scarcely a day after Cassie recorded the claim, such a terrible kid, settled quicker than you can express, blameworthy, as charged, no court show, no preliminary, nothing, a speedy little payout. And allow me to let you know that move was an all-out, unexpected development, since Diddy's not precisely known for settling or giving out money to quiet things up. In addition to the fact that he dropped the money, yet he additionally hit Cassie with a non-divulgence arrangement, which implies that Cass' lips are fixed more tight than a vault. Yet assuming he believed that settling and documenting the NDA was going to dead the show, well, he was in for a stunner, as opposed to killing the case. This move made Diddy look shadier than a palm tree. At nightfall, individuals begin associating the spot-smelling holdup in the event that he's tossing cash in Nidas around. There must be a few serious, carefully guarded secrets. I mean, him getting comfortable one day, essentially a confirmation of responsibility. All things considered, particularly since we began to recover an ever-increasing number of obscure things about him and Cassie. For instance, there's this legacy image of Cassie getting out and about once more, and she's brandishing a busted lip and a physical issue all over at the time. She asserted it was from an ATV mishap during her Dubai trip with Diddy. Yet come on, the story didn't exactly include no ATV mishap, leaves you seeming to be that, and it was unmistakable that she got messed up, quite terrible. Well, turns out Cassie wasn't the only one in Daddy's crude ride. He evidently did likewise to his ex Kim Dorman. To the public eye, Diddy was a definitive accomplice to Kim in any event, embracing her child Quincy, who she had with Albie Shore, so one would imagine that things were wonderful between them. Right, well off base in the background, it was something else entirely Diddy cherished putting his paws where they ought not be, particularly on Kim. Their relationship resembled a thrill ride, and his awful conduct made them separate and make up a ton of times. Then during one of their off periods, Kim got comfortable with a person named Shakir Stewart. Well, this made Diddy distraught on the grounds that despite the fact that he and Kim were not together at the time, he was unable to stand the possibility of her being involved with another person. And he put paws on Kim once more and broke her nose. Now, one thing many individuals don't understand is that having cash purchases you a ton of security, and Diddy has figured out how to clean most hints of this occurrence from the entomb. Yet I put my FBI camp on, and I tracked down this report on this site that traces all the way back to 2005. They composed Diddy Com's sweetheart, Kim Watchman, was left with a messed up nose after the couple contended on Com's yacht in Saint-Tropez. Combs flew in an expert plastic specialist from Geneva. After the episode, Dorman has since asserted that she hurt her face after she slammed her nose against a table. It's as yet muddled how precisely she figured out how to hit her nose against a table so hard that she broke it, yet the math wasn't precisely math. Yet it immediately deteriorated in light of the fact that it wasn't long after that when Shakir was found dead in his home from shot injuries, and it was governed as him residing himself, and the examination was shut in 5 seconds. Yet as of now, individuals had begun to acknowledge exactly the way that wrecked Diddy was, and they began to hypothesize that he might have had something to do with it. Half a month prior, Shakir died. An insider spilled the tea and said that Diddy had pulsated Shakir in the mood for screwing with Kim. The insider revealed that Kim was seeing Shakir and Diddy found out, and he went ballistic. He found Shakir to his end, then Diddy went up there without security and thumped him to a horrendous shaft. Don't let the sparkly suits and twists fool you. Diddy will man up, better believe it. This reminds me about Cassie's claim, where she discussed how she began dating rapper Kid Kai during when she had left Diddy found out and lashed out that he took steps to hurt Cutie gravely by exploding his vehicle. Well, not long after that, Q's vehicle exploded in his carport. And I couldn't care less what you all say Diddy did. That is particularly since Kid Sai himself let it out when Kim in the end died in 2018. It didn't take long for individuals to point hands at Diddy and blame him for residing her most memorable child. Daddy Albie Shore additionally alluded to this emphatically on Instagram when he composed, "I just found this recording from the morning. I learned of Kim Watchman's homicide and the way that it tore the spirit from my actual body. I, in all actuality, do know plainly that Kimberly didn't look at out of nowhere over pneumonia. That is some BS. We just praised our child's new arrangement and Christmas extraordinary with Netflix. And she was in phenomenal well-being, too, giggling seeing me. And Diddy shared trade at the theater. I will leave it here. Hashtag, don't allow the affection melodies to trick you. He made a special effort to label Diddy. And that hashtag he utilized, no doubt I'll accept. Did it Al additionally implied that Kim was lived posting a legacy image of them and composing, she sent me this platitude life, emulating craftsmanship copies life now. Everything checks out. She told me other stuff too. She was running. I said, call the FBI. The most insane thing occurred after this, since Al went into a state of insensibility soon after talking on this, and he nearly kicked the bucket. Gracious. And when he awakened from the trance state, He at no point ever talked on the subject in the future ever. And that is super sus. If you were to ask me, well, Panther Velvo has additionally offered an intriguing remark about Kim's passing, as well as the planning of Albie Shore's extreme lethargies. Andrew was composing a book just before he passed on. Wadey D was dealing with a book before he passed on. Kim Watchman was chipping away at a book before she kicked the bucket, and Albie Shore was dealing with the narrative of his life. And afterward, he goes into a well. It seems to be Puma actually has more insight on this in light of the fact that after Cassie's claim, she made a significant disclosure about Kim Dorman's passing. And this time she guaranteed that Cassie find out about Kim Dorman's passing. Then we suspected she uncovered that Kim had a discussion with Cassie several days prior to she died. See, I know something that many individuals don't realize. I realize that you and Kim Watchman had a plump down just before she left us. And I realize Kim had a generally excellent counsel to give you. And I accept that to this end thing.